Okay, we're in the Frank Trigg versus GSP fight. We're going to look at GSP's remarkable wrestling. I always think of Frank Trigg as being a less lucky Matt Hughes. Same wrestling style, really, and everything. So we're going to work our way through this. George St-Pierre has been getting away with punching Frank Trigg at kind of will. And what we're going to see is George just get a little bit overzealous. He wants to finish Frank Trigg standing probably, and throws in a huge attempt. I don't know if that's going to be an elbow or if it's going to be a punch. I'm not really sure. But Frank Trigg changes level, and he's not really moving in or shooting on this. He's just letting George St-Pierre do the work by closing the distance. He has put his foot within the control zone. But this leg, as we're going to see, really, as he moves forward, is not going to be exploding. It just basically catches George St-Pierre. And his first reaction is to cut in this direction to try and get this knee cut. George is in all sorts of trouble here. If this was a normal human being, then those hips are completely flat. It should be quite an easy finish. But as I said, there's no power in this movement from Frank Trigg, so it would be a bit more difficult to finish. So we see George St-Pierre, flat hips, he's screwed, he's going down over here, probably knee tap, double leg, or even a step across double leg, or something like that. But we're going to see him just pop his hip into the side, allow that leg to be taken. He's now already pushing on Frank Trigg's grip. So he's forcing the bicep away, and he's lifting the underhook, which is going to allow him a little bit of space and a little bit of a gap for him to start his own work. Frank Trigg, at this point, knows that he has got to follow the line of power. So he's going to step slightly, and he's going to try and drive. He hasn't got a very good grip, so he's going to try and drive George St-Pierre with his head. And at the point where George St-Pierre puts his foot down, he's going to attempt an outside reap. I mean, he has no real power in this. He can't drive him very far. So he's going to try and drive him with his head, and he's going to try an outside reap on this leg. All right. George has already created quite a nice gap between the hip and the shoulder and head by having his hand on the bicep before. This grip is not particularly strong. Frank Trigg's grip is on the hip on this side. Because Frank Trigg is throwing his entire weight into this, he's hoping to block this leg and then drive St-Pierre's body weight over in that direction as he sweeps this leg from underneath him. It's a sacrifice throw. He's going to go on the deck. He has no choice. He's going to fall onto his side. But in that movement, this leg should come across, hit this leg, and he should drive the head across. So in response to this, and this is beautiful, as he feels the leg go in, he's going to push the head across his chest at the same rate as Frank Trigg tries to drive him to the ground. So Frank Trigg does not drive George St-Pierre. He just pushes the head to the ground. Now, really here, we would still hope that Frank Trigg had some chance of taking him down. George St-Pierre's body weight is over here. He needs to post at this point to stay up, or he needs to flare this leg out over here to get back into side control if he's going to go down with a takedown. We're going to see a beautiful response now. He's going to turn his knee, and he's going to slide his leg out. But Frank Trigg, being the really good wrestler that he is going to catch the ankle on the way out. Look, he's reaching for the ankles, and he reaches for the second ankle. First ankle, second ankle. And he still manages to get the trip. But George St-Pierre lands on his knees. Perfect sprawl technique, all right? Deep under here. Lovely split legs. Hips down on the head. Fantastic sprawl technique, all right? That was absolutely beautiful. I mean, the timing to drive this head across his body is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And Frank Trigg is not a bad wrestler. I mean, if you watch the first fight between him and Matt Hughes, it's like 4 minutes of scramble the first round, and it's just wonderful. So, George St-Pierre, fantastic wrestler in all fronts, takedown and defense. This is something you might want to add to your game, just moving someone's head around. Okay, where the head goes, the body will follow. Thank you very much. Bye bye.